on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
This series, the Giants and D-backs are swinging some heavy lumber. No lead has been safe. No amount of runs has been enough. And no pitcher has been immune to the thunder coming from the batter's box. But tonight, Madison Bumgarner will try to turn that all around. The young lefty knows every game is huge for the orange and black. He takes on the D-backs next. We are coming to you from AT&T Park at 3rd and King as we get ready for the final game of this three-game series, Diamondbacks and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants are looking for a bounce-back win. They got beat up a little bit last night in extra innings. A lot of pitchers used. And tonight, I really do, Mike, look for a good game out of Madison Bumgarner.
Well, I think he is looking for a very good game out of himself as well. His last couple of outings were not what we are accustomed to seeing him do. He's going to face a sinker baller, Trevor Cahill. Now, the one thing that has happened here in the last couple of series with the Giants, they've won the series, but they've also won that last game. So very important to use that last game to propel you into the next series, and that's what Bumgarner is going to try and do today. It's going to be two good sinker ballers going at each other. Cahill, Bumgarner. It's going to be a lot of ground balls tonight.
All right, you can work out for the infielders here tonight at AT&T Park. All right, Brandon Belt had a big hit last night. Matter of fact, it got wet. When we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at that big hit, and she'll do that right after this.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. By Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity, home of the most live sports. And by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Eat at Mountain Mike's Pizza. You're worth it.
A rubber match in China Basin this evening. The Giants and the D-backs each with an extra inning win the last 2 days. And tonight, the Giants' Madison Bumgarner on the hill. He's going to square off against Trevor Cahill for the final game of this 3-game set. Welcome back to AT&T Park. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And even though the Giants did not win last night, fans were treated to a battle to the very last pitch of an 11-inning game. A lot of great moments happening last night, but tonight, we're going to highlight the long ball. It is our AT&T U-verse reverse replay. It was Brandon Belt after striking out twice to Ian Kennedy. He changed it up in the 6th and smashed a 2-run splash hit. It's his 3rd career splash home run, but more importantly, it was his first homer off a right-handed pitcher this season. It lit up the crowd, and it soaked our own Mike Krukow and Dwayne Kuiper. Who knew broadcasting from the Coors Light Silver bullpen would wreak havoc on their iPads? I don't think I've ever seen Dwayne move so fast. Well, the fellas are back in the booth tonight, and they will have first pitch in lineup shortly. But first, right after these messages, we're going to check in with our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update. Stay with us.
Field. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 57 degrees here at the yard. We got winds at 10 miles per hour. The humidity is high and it is overcast. The North Carolina kid's going to lead this team out of the dugout. He's about ready to make his 28th start of the year. The lineup that he's going to face goes like this. It'll be the rookie Eaton, followed by Aaron Hill, who in the game last night had 5 hits, followed by Upton, Goldschmidt, and then Montero. Montero will hit 5th. Johnson, Parra, and then 8th it's John McDonald, and Trevor Cahill will pitch him at 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner, a 23-year-old, 6'5", 235-pounder, who is in his almost his 3rd year at the big league level. 27 starts, 14-9, 3.07 ERA. And look at the strikeout walk ratio, ridiculous. 168 punch-outs, 38 free passes, and 182 innings, 151 hits allowed. Those are great numbers. Against these Diamondbacks lifetime, he's 3-2 with a 3.50 ERA. And when you hit against Bumgarner, you're going to see a fastball that goes low 90s, but with lots of movement. When he's right, you'll see a lot of ground balls. He'll try to establish that knee-high location with the fastball, then he'll try and go hard on the hands of these right-handed hitters. He's got a natural cut to the fastball that'll bore into a righty. He's got a slider that runs flat. He's got tilt. Do 2 things with it: big curveball and a changeup. We don't see a lot of the changeup. We don't see a lot of the curveball. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Bumgarner. Starting the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Nady, Pagan, and Pence. Crawford and Sandoval will patrol the left side of the infield. Scudero and Bell on the right side. And Buster Posey will be in the squad. Put down the signs.
So the Giants, who won game 1 9-8 on Monday, they lose yesterday in 11 innings. The winner of this game tonight wins the series. The season series so far, the Giants trail the D-backs. They've only won 5 games. D-backs have won 6. So here we go. We've got baseball here at AT&T Park. As Adam Eaton gets ready to stand in. He for 6 last night. Picked up his first big league hit. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way. And it is high. So we get started at 7:16. Up the middle, through Bumgarner's legs, and into center field. So that's how this game gets started, with a solid single for Adam Eaton. And here's Aaron Hill, who had the game of his life last night, going 5 for 5. He came into the game hitting at 295. He left the game hitting at 302. It's hard to get your average up that many points when you're in September. And there's a strike from Bumgarner in on the hands. It's no balls in 1 strike. See, Phil Cuzzy is behind home plate. Then it's Davis, Gonzalez, and Gibson from 1st to 3rd.
Pure base stealer at first base, Adam Eaton, who has made his debut here in this series, had 44 steals at Reno, the AAA affiliate. So you know he wants to go. Adam Eaton scored 130 runs for the Reno Aces. That's a great year.
That's a lot. Hill has 2 hits lifetime against Bumgarner, both home runs. Runner goes. Swinging a bouncing ball to Crawford. Crawford will make the play. Surprised Hill swung at that. Eaton had that base stolen standing up. But it could have been a hit and run.
Well, they're turning the kid loose. Had a nice jump. And you're right. I mean, he may have stolen that. And he easily had a nice jump on Bumgarner, who did not go with the quick move home that time.
Here's Upton.
San Diego with some early scoring. Taking the lead down there in that series, first inning.
A Headley double to knock in a pair. Upton swings and misses. Hitting .271 with 12 home runs, 55 driven in. And sometimes it takes a while to find that 2.
Yeah, 2s can be tough. They hide.
You look like an 8. Sometimes late at night it could look like a 3. 0-2 to Upton.
Because the plate umpire has a low ball preference. I mean, you'll see a lot of knees. You will stretch it wide a little bit, but you have to earn it first. You have to prove to him you can throw strikes. And occasionally you'll see a high strike thrown in there just to stay in shape.
Runs that pitch inside to make it 1-2. Diamondbacks had lost 3 straight until the win last night. The Giants had won 3 straight until the loss. Nice play by Buster Posey. 2-2. That's a very important 90 feet right now with Adam Eaton at second base.
Pay attention. Make them stop. Vary your looks. Come set. Look once. Come set. Look twice. Anything you can to break his rhythm up. Make sure he stopped before you go home.
And now a full count to Justin Upton. Here in the first inning. And the walk. So Bumgarner trying to get his feet on the ground here in the first with Goldschmidt coming up.
I hate to get on top of a guy 0-2 or 1-2 then lose him to a base on balls, but not always a bad thing for a guy that can get a lot of ground balls. And one thing he's doing is he's missing down below the strike zone, so that's the area where he gets his ground balls, and a ground ball could get him a double play.
Goldschmidt yesterday went 2 for 5. Here he takes a strike. He's got 18 home runs, 68 RBIs.
Hey, one thing we found out about Goldschmidt in watching him, this guy is not a lumbering first baseman. He can run.
Crawford's got it. Spins and could not get it out of his glove. As Goldschmidt lines out.
A top spin liner, and it's just a big sinker, and it takes Crawford down to his backhand. He can't get the exchange glove hand to bare hand. They had an opening, a small one, to get Eaton, but he couldn't get a grip.
So here's Montero. Montero hits a bullet up the middle. Pregame gets to it. His throw is going to come home. Belt cuts it off, and Upton is safe at third. It's 1-0 Arizona.
Craig Gibson, third base umpire, looked to me like he thought about ringing up Upton at third base. But when the dust was settled, everybody was saved. Nice, clean, crisp single right back up the middle. That was close.
So here's Chris Johnson. Inside corner strike. Johnson at 270, 14 big flies, 65 driven in. Bounces this one foul. It's 0-2. And the runner goes, and this is fouled out of play. Montero had a pretty good jump.
Oh, one more look. Safe, good call. Sandoval tried to block the bag with his leg, but to no avail. Up and got it through it to the bag, and Gibson called it correctly.
One ball, 2 strikes. Just wide, not by much.
Just about maybe the width of a ball and a half. That's how far outside that pitch was. A rainbow. It's usually a good sign, isn't it?
Yep. Three and 2, and on the move will be Montero.
The full arc of the rainbow.
Perfect. Foul. Bumgarner comes in on the hands of Chris Johnson.
It's getting prettier and prettier. I mean, it is raining as we look across the bay into the hills of Oakland, Berkeley. And to be honest with you, we haven't seen too many rainbows.
Got him. 1-0. D-backs, Giants coming up. Bottom of the first, and this is their lineup by Bruce Bochy. It'll be Pagan, Scudero, and Sandoval. Scudero 5 for 11 in this series. Then it'll be Buster Posey, followed by Pence and Belt. Nady will hit 7th, Crawford 8th, Bumgarner 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks, I beg your pardon, is the right-hander Trevor Cahill. Cahill, a big guy, 6'4", 225-pounder. He's in his 4th year at the big league level, 24 years of age, and this is what he has done in 27 starts, 9-11, with a 4.02 ERA. You're going to see a lot of ground balls. He's got a good hard sinker that'll go high 80s to mid-90s. But he's also got the other 4 pitches you would see from a starter, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, and he'll throw anything at any time. The fact that he can get that sinker and the fact that he will use all of his pitches, he can be tough. Lifetime against the Giants, 3-2. And that lifetime ERA at 2.75, which is excellent.
Hey, we got a double rainbow.
This keeps getting better and better.
Here's Pregame to lead things off. Pregame last night went 1 for 6. Here he looks at a strike. Pregame overall at 286, 8 home runs, 52 driven in. Shoots this one, knocked down by Johnson, and Johnson just got him.
Well, let's look at the defense. The Diamondbacks will employ tonight behind Trevor Cahill. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Parra, Eaton, and Upton. Last year, Parra, a Gold Glove winner. McDonald, Johnson on the left side of the infield. Hill and Goldschmidt on the right side, and Montero, the All-Star, will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Scudero at 286, 6 home runs, 54 driven in. Taking all the way, and he takes the ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Send the ball on deck. There's a strike. Hill will throw out Scudero.
2 outs, 2 ground balls.
Pretty rainbow.
It's hard not to just stare at it. It's unbelievable. And it just keeps getting better and better.
Here's Sandoval. Hitting at 290, 8 home runs, 50 driven in. Shoots this one out of play. Sandoval 3 for 9 lifetime against Trevor Cahill. Sandoval's had 5 hits in this series. He's 5 for 10. Rolls this one foul.
Good changeup. You see the sink on the changeup, really similar to the sink on the fastball. He holds it with the same grip, basically. He just throws it with a different part of his hand. The sinker he'll hold with the traditional grip, forefinger, middle finger. The circle change, you throw it off your ring finger and your little finger. And that is the weak part of your hand. You don't get as much push behind the ball, but you get the same arm action. That's why it's such a deceptive pitch, but he also gets the same type of movement he gets on that sinker.
Sandoval from deep first, and that'll end the inning. So 3 ground balls from Cahill. A shutdown inning after 1-0 Arizona.
insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit HEFINS.com.
A 1-0 lead for Arizona is Gerardo Parra is going to lead things off. Facing Madison Bumgarner. Parra hitting at .274, 0 for 7 against Bumgarner in his career. And Pablo Sandoval is in on the grass at third. Tries to shoot it past Sandoval, but it's out of play, so it's a quick 0-2.
Got a man making a play, nice going. Everybody's smiling means everybody's okay.
Everybody's okay. Out of play again. Checking our binoculars to see how our second home is doing. Out by Triples Alley.
Coors Light Silver bullpen.
Yeah.
How's it doing?
The big sign I said this is, "We miss you, Crook and Kite. Are you still cold?"
No. We are absolutely warmed up.
Got him.
Well, you want to be guaranteed tickets to a possible postseason game at AT&T Park? Well, get on deck right now for a 2013 season ticket plan. With a $500 non-refundable guaranteed deposit, you will have guaranteed access to potential wild card and divisional playoff games in 2012. So call 415-972-2298 right now to speak with the sales executive who will explain how all of this works.
All right. Here's John McDonald. Strike to McDonald. 244, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs. One for 5 last night. Problem is the one hit came off of Vogelsong and it knocked in a couple of runs.
Just missed with the previous breaking ball and just made an adjustment back to the strike zone. I like a catcher that will back you up, especially on breaking balls. If you miss one, call it again. Make the adjustment. Once you find that release, it becomes a usable pitch. Madison Bumgarner is very unorthodox. Watch the big upper body turn. He showed you his numbers, and in the low 3/4 release, one of the easiest slots on your arm. That was our Toyota Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Hey, we had a play. Nice pick. She got it clean too.
In without a glove.
Game with babe. Let's check out the catch. Not a problem. That's a player right there. Yeah, we got to get her a gamer pin. No doubt.
She's played catch in the background. So it's 3-2 to John McDonald with 1 out here in the second. Out of play again. Breaks his bat on the ground to Sandoval for Belt. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, Dwayne, last night Bruce Bochy tied a major league record using 11 pitchers in one game. Asked how that bullpen was doing today, Bochy said everyone's available and doing well, but he would like to give Sergio Romo a rest. He also said Clay Hensley, who has been on the disabled list, faced batters today and is likely to come off the disabled list when eligible on September 11th. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. There's the call strike on a breaking ball. Trevor Cahill. 2 Pence at the last second. Scooter will get out of the way, and that'll end the inning. Buster Posey's going to lead things off. He comes into today's action hitting at .326. He will lead it off. 1-0 D-backs.
Cafe. Only when the salty and sweet are perfectly balanced is harmony achieved. Sandwiches and more with character.
Arizona with a run in the first inning. They lead 1-0. Here it's Buster Posey, Hunter Pence, Brandon Belt facing Trevor Cahill. And a first pitch strike to Buster Posey. "19 home runs, 85 RBIs, and another strike." Buster Posey caught 11 innings. He caught for 4 hours and 19 minutes, and he caught 11 pitchers, and he warmed up 10 of them.
Hey, got to be in shape. He is.
Got him. Ran that in on the hands of Buster Posey. And that'll bring up Pence.
It's that big sink going. And it can run in hard on you. Look like a left-handed slider. That's how big the boop it is.
Pence at .262, 19 home runs, 84 driven in.
You hit against the sinker ball, you go up there with one idea: make him get the ball up.
2 for 8 in the series. Belt to follow. And that hits the outside corner to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and two.
Nice tight slider. 2 different types of movement. One's coming at you late. The other one's going away from you late. And this is the one going away from you late.
And Pence is out swinging, so 2 strikeouts here in the second. And here's Belt. Belt at 275, 5 home runs, 44 driven in.
Having a nice series against Arizona. 4 for 6, 3 ribeyes and a big fly. And it was a big fly, water shot.
Shoots this one off of Cahill. And it caroms right to Johnson, and Belt is retired. We will head to the third. It's 1-0 Arizona.
And this is a really fun part of my job because right now I get to play This Is Your Life. Mike, we're going to take you back to 1979. I don't know if you remember this day, but that little boy was 10 years old, and he's here today, and he remembers it very well. His name's Steve Gilbert, and he is a baseball writer covering the Diamondbacks for MLB.com. He submitted this picture to us. He remembers the day very well. It was a celebration of his Little League team. It was a banquet, and it was in Glencoe, Illinois. Now, he said you were one of his favorites, Mike. He said you were really tall and really lanky and one of the best pitchers on the team. And he also said that you were very nice to him that day. So meet Steve Gilbert a few years later, guys.
It's awesome. I love it.
That is great. That is awesome. So this is Steve Gilbert, who we see all the time. I just didn't know he had a story to tell. Maybe he should have told you.
I didn't know I'd met him when he was 10 years old.
Why would he tell Amy and not you?
Come on, Steve. We're buds.
By the way, I do want to thank Jeremy Umlin, who runs the Ozumo restaurant here in the city, and he brought out a boatload of sushi for us to eat. And you'd have thought that Amy G was going to the electric chair. She ate so much. There's a line drive foul.
She is a fish-eating machine.
It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right.
Oh,
I didn't know you could get sparks off a tuna roll.
Oh my goodness, here's Hill. But anyway, Ozumo, it was great. Jeremy Umlin. We told Amy, just overload with wasabi and soy sauce. Oh no.
Well, it was spectacular. And we appreciated it. Jeremy said he used to play baseball in Japan. That's how he fell in love with the culture and the food. Played for the Seibu Lions. It's in their organization. One of his teammates was a former Giant, Steve Ontiveros. Terry Whitfield, 2 former Giants.
So here's the payoff pitch to Aaron Hill, who bounced out to Crawford. There's Amy.
No, he does not have sushi hot dogs, Amy.
Oh, my goodness. Amy's looking for that sushi on a bun. 3 balls and 2 strikes. See the defense set up pretty much straight away for Aaron Hill.
Well, he has been on fire. A 5-hit night last night. Great at bats.
Crawford giving chase, and he'll track it down. Bumgarner got in on Hill, 2 out. Left to bat, looked like a thing, and then Crawford said, "Nope, I'm gonna get this one," and he did.
Well, he jams a quick bat. And you've got to make a good pitch to do that. You know when a guy's dialed. And we saw every at bat that Hill had last night was just a bullet. So far tonight, he has handled them well.
And that's a base hit into left field for Upton. Fourth base runner in this game for the D-backs. Goldschmidt lined out to Brandon Crawford. Upton run a little bit. He's got 13 steals. He's been caught 8 times. Bumgarner's going to have to be careful with Goldschmidt. He hit that ball hard in the first inning. One 1-0 to Goldschmidt, and Bumgarner still keeping an eye on Upton. Montero is on deck. He's got the only RBI in this game. Down the left field line, foul. Maybe hit it towards the end of the bat just a little bit.
Didn't have a lot of swing. Very quick, very compact, very powerful hack. Goes down and yanks on this one. I agree with you. I don't think he caught it flush. Off the end.
Tries to elevate and does, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Arizona 26-24 against the West. Match that up to the Giants, who are 10 games over 500 in the West, 28-18. So Goldschmidt steps out. It's 2 balls and a strike. Dodgers get on the board. Cruz knocks in Hanley Ramirez. Hunter Pence, this is a long run, folks. Side retired. Bottom 3 in the order for the Giants coming up.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by GoPro, the world's most versatile HD camera. Be a hero. GoPro.
Rockies are in town to kick off the final regular season homestand on September 17th. There are 2 Heritage Nights featured during that series. Irish Heritage Night on Tuesday and Polynesian Heritage Night on Wednesday. Call 415-972-2298. Nady, Crawford, and Bumgarner here in the third. Cahill is not allowed a base runner. Belt the closest as he banged one off of Cahill, and it caromed right to Johnson, who threw out Belt at first. 2 balls and no strikes. Nady got into the game as a pinch hitter, then stayed in the game last night, and he picked up a base hit. Here he looks at a strike.
They're really bunching him defensively in the middle. They're giving him the line in left field. There you see Parra, the left fielder, playing well over towards the left center field side. It is a pitch him away, play him away defense, and that's how they're going after him.
That sinker down and in, so it's a full count to Nady, and he got him
3 times. That backdoor sinker on the outside corner, and Nady got froze on. Nothing bad when you get up there and you don't get a swing off. And that's a very liberal strike. I mean, all 3 of those are in exactly the same spot. Hey, Finnerty's from New York City are here, and they love the Giants. We love Finnerty's.
Here's Crawford at 249. He's 0 for 7 in his career against Trevor Cahill.
Hitting left-handed off of Cahill, very difficult guy to pull.
1-2.
Unless you get a slider. The other thing, too, about sinker balls, it's a good life to be a sinker ball. You get a lot of ground balls, a lot of cheap outs, a lot of outs within 3 pitches. You also get a lot of amusement because the type of pitcher that guys hit a lot of balls off their feet, shin bones, knees, toes.
Well, that's a late call by Phil Cousin.
That's a bad call right there. Giants can't believe it. That's not a strike. It's low. He is a low ball umpire, but that's lower than low. Time now for McDonald's True Stories. We go back to September 5th, 1998. In a 6-3 loss at Los Angeles, the Giants' Armando Rios becomes the first Major League player in 68 years whose first 2 career hits were pinch hit home runs. He also had a pinch hit home run the previous day. The last player to do so was the Cardinals' George Puccinelli in 1930. I didn't know that.
I did not. Bumgarner 8 for 61 with a home run and a couple of RBIs. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
He's a dangerous hitter. Got to get his average up a little bit before you call him a good hitting pitcher, but someday he will be.
Cahill strikes out the side, all looking. We will head to the 4th. 1-0 D-backs. Enhance what you just were alluding to. No, I have never seen one of those before.
I've never seen a called strike 3 like we saw to Brandon Crawford.
Here's Miguel Montero, who saw one pitch from Bumgarner, lined a single into center field. It knocked in Adam Eaton. And that's where we stand right now in this game, 1-0. Giants have not had a base runner through 3 innings.
Well, the strike zone that Cahill's been getting, I mean, it's going to be tough to hurt him. But you got to get him in a stretch. It's the one thing they need to do. He hasn't been in there yet.
So a quick 0-2 to Montero. He waited nicely on that and fouls it down the left field line. Johnson to follow. Into left center field. Is it going to hang up for Nady? It does. 1 out.
Well, as Montero heads back to the Diamondback dugout, what do you say we ask our trivia question? It's brought to you by AT&T. In last night's game, the Giants used 11 pitchers, setting a franchise record. Before last night, what was the Giants' record for most pitchers used?
Johnson struck out to end the first inning. He takes a strike. Bumgarner now throwing strikes. I mean, he is a strike thrower. He walked one. He walked Upton in the first inning. It's the only walk in the game. 1-2. Out of play.
They worked that outside corner at the knees. Johnson had a good swing. Didn't look to me like he was trying to pull. He was thinking that way. I see a lot of guys try to hit Bumgarner that way.
Hit a long ways into Triple's alley, and that's where it's going to end up. And Johnson is going to hustle all the way over to third, and that's a 1-out triple.
I don't think he thought of anything other than that right center field gap, that hole at bat. That's a nice AB. Stays inside it. Gives you an idea how strong he is. Ball got up and down over the plate. But the key is the approach to right center. If he tries to pull it out, chances are he hooks at the Sandoval at third base. So now it becomes a strikeout situation for Bumgarner.
Well, he got Parra on a strikeout in the second. Likely Parra now will make some adjustments to try to put this ball in play. The ball's been a strike. Johnson at third with one down. Out of play. Bumgarner gets out in front, 0-2.
Two good sliders away. Parra likes that ball middle away. I mean, he's not a guy that likes that ball middle in. If you go middle away, you better have something on it. Those last two pitches did.
Got him.
Right above the hands. You saw the elevated target from Posey, and that's exactly what Bumgarner was pitching for, a strikeout. He gets it on 3 pitches. Elevator, grab some pine, meat. It's tough when you're not an everyday player. That's where you're susceptible. You don't know the strike zone, and you will chase. And Bumgarner took advantage of that.
Not out of the woods yet. Here's John McDonald, who bounced out to Sandoval in the second. Flare, and it's not caught. They're saying it was tracked. And the throw will not be in time as Scudero ate it. Coming in to score is Johnson, and it's 2-0.
Well, it wasn't for lack of effort, and he just traps it on a one-hop. Well, I tell you what, that's A for effort right there, and he does a nice job of not letting that ball get by him. Just a one-hop base hit, RBI, and that hurts.
Here's Cahill. Cahill takes a strike. Cahill popped out to Pence in the second. Bell will step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up. Giants trail now 2-0.
/fan guide for a chance to win a VIP experience for two this year at an MLB World Series game. Presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company of MLB.
Well, what do you say we ask and answer our trivia question? It's brought to you by AT&T. The question tonight, in last night's game, the Giants used 11 pitchers, setting a franchise record. Before last night, what was the Giants' record for most pitchers used? Our survey said 9. 2010, they used 9 against the Rockies in 15 innings.
In 1989, on September 4th, it was that big deficit the Giants came back from. Last night, 25 as well. That was the Scribini win game for the Giants in '89.
That was a big win. It meant everything to our team, as the guys who were the mainliners got taken out of a blowout early on, and the Scribinis rallied to win the ball game in Cincinnati, which was not an easy place to win when you were down against those teams.
So Pagan drives this one into center field. Eaton drifts back and makes the catch. Time for Subway Eat Fresh, asked Crooked Kite. Tony from Grass Valley wants to know what sections at AT&T Park are most likely to get a foul ball.
Well, anything along the sidelines between the dugouts, and those are pretty consistent. But right down the right field line over there by the visitors' bullpen, a lot of balls go that way. Still on the lines.
Scudero takes high.
I mean, the section right below us, it's a lot of foul balls during the course of the ball game.
I think that's the section.
Yep, right there. That's the one.
Cahill is not allowed a base runner. Comes in with a strike on the 2-0 pitch to Scudero with Pablo Sandoval on deck.
You're a single ball pitcher. You're getting that strike. Well, that's what you want.
Slowly hit foul.
It forces guys to have to go swing at it. To Cahill's credit, I mean, he has just been peppering that location right below the knees. And for a sinker ball down that neck of the woods, it gets heavy. The way the ball does because of the spin of the ball.
Scudero goes the other way, so does Upton. And Upton on the track will put it away, 2 outs.
11 in a row retired by Cahill. Came for yoga, which was this morning. They stayed for baseball. We're feeling the love, ladies. Thank you.
Long day.
It's over 500 today with the yoga session here at the ballpark. Major hit.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval takes high. He bounced out to Goldschmidt in the first inning.
Gamer base from Fresno. Look at going.
Sandoval on the 1-0 pitch fouls it out of play.
They're starting to get some pitches up. Last night, 9th inning, Pablo Sandoval on a 3-0 count does this. He absolutely roasts one out in Triples Alley, and Justin Upton goes out and gets it, reminiscent of the Gregor Blanco catch in the perfect game by Matt Cain. But Sandoval really hit that ball well. Any other ballpark in baseball, home run.
That's a big fly.
Walk-off home run.
1-2. Yeah. They decided that they're going to retire those 2 chairs for a day.
What was happening out there last night?
Out of play down the left field line.
There's Amy G. With Sammer, our cameraman. One of the best.
2-2 to Sandoval.
But not the prettiest.
Sandoval hits this one on the ground to Hill. So through 4 innings, no base runners for the Giants. It remains 2-0. D-backs.
need to give a shout out to the Giants and their partner PG&E for their green efforts. For a long time now, the Giants have been one of the greenest parks in Major League Baseball, due in large part to their recycle team. Their green team is what they call it. They work around the clock, guys, to keep as much waste as possible out of the landfills. They even sort through peanut shells. All the grass clippings from the field are composted, and the dirt from the field is reused. And because of that, the Giants have continued to exceed the city of San Francisco's goal of diverting at least 75% of waste in all public facilities. Way to go. Go green. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. Here's Adam Eaton, who looks at a strike. Eaton is singled, and he's bounced out. With Hill to follow, and then Upton. Lifted out to left field for Nady. One out here in the fifth. A showdown with the Dodgers this weekend at AT&T Park. The Friday and Saturday games are sold out. Tickets, however, are still available for the Sunday 5 p.m. game. So go to sfgiants.com now for tickets. Giants and Dodgers Sunday at 5. Come on out to the Yard.
I'll be there.
Yes, you will. Here's Hill. Low. It's another nationally televised game, as is the game on Saturday. Nady's going to get back and leap, and it's off the top of his glove. He will hustle it back into second, and Hill will make it. It will be an error on Nady.
Ball took off on him. It takes you a while to adjust to this ballpark because the wind will push balls on you and you'll get carried. It's not as difficult on a fly ball, but hard line drives like that, they can be problematic. So a two-base mistake, and Bumgarner right back in the stretch.
Upton has walked and he's singled. And the pitch is low. If you want to listen to your local announcers, Saturday and Sunday, Mike and I will be on with John on KMBR. And then Mike will be on with John and Dave Sunday at 5 on KMBR. Upton fouls it back. Hill at second. Sandoval on a tough hop. Nice play.
That was not an easy play.
All right, let's check in with Greg Papa in our studio. Greg. Here it's Goldschmidt with first base open. Goldschmidt is lined out and he's flied out. The Giants are going to walk Goldschmidt to go after Miguel Montero. Remember, Montero knocked in the first run of this game with a base hit. So Bumgarner fully aware of that.
Yeah, he jumped on the first pitch of the night. It was a get it in strike from Bumgarner, and Montero was waiting for it.
So here's Montero with 2 outs and 2 aboard.
And this is when you have to remember that you have an open base in your corner pitch. Every pitch you should think, I'm going to nail this thing to my location. Montero's very aggressive. He's a hard guy to walk as far as his scoring position. And you have to use that against him.
On the ground, Belt to Bumgarner. Side retired. Posey, Pence, Belt coming up.
Solar Company. Call 877-60-SOLAR for a free analysis or visit thesolarco.com.
Behind Trevor Cahill, it's 2-0 Arizona. Cahill is not allowed a base runner through 4 innings. It'll be Posey, Pence, and Belt. Cahill has thrown 48 pitches. And Belt will make that Posey takes a strike.
Giants have not been able to figure out Cahill. They cannot get him in a stretch.
He's got to a 1-3 count.
That's the pitch right there, and I bet he's gotten that about 8 times. And I don't know if it goes across the plate. It certainly goes around the plate because he has been very consistent given that pitch.
So it's 3-2 to Buster Posey. Out of play.
You have a winner, and it is the tallest guy. Helps to get a foul ball when you're 6'11".
Another 3-2 pitch to Buster Posey. Posey on the ground to Hill. Posey will be retired.
Well, make getting ready for your day a little easier. You can wake up with Today in the Bay on NBC Bay Area. Get the latest news, weather, and real-time traffic starting at 4:30 a.m. on NBC Bay Area.
Pence struck out in the second.
Well, the Dogs back from Chicago. Did a road trip with a lot of the troops out there from the bleachers.
And we're under the impression that they had a pretty good time.
Yep.
Cahill hasn't come inside too much tonight. It's 3-2 San Diego, that game in the fourth inning. Pence on the ground. Cutting it off is Johnson. And Johnson throws out Pence. 2 outs. And here's Belt. Belt has had the best at bat as he moving sharply back to Cahill. It ricocheted off his leg over to Chris Johnson, who threw out Brandon Belt. Here he hits this one on the ground to Hill. And that'll end the inning. So 3 ground balls here in the 5th. We will go to the 6th. 2-0 D-backs.
Time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, and earlier tonight we saw something that is a bit of an oddity we'd never seen before. A rainbow. Yep. And none of that, it became a double rainbow, and it was gorgeous. And that's our Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Here's Chris Johnson. Johnson 1 for 2. He tripled and scored in the 4th. And a breaking ball from Bumgarner, and it's in for a strike. Parra, and then McDonald. '81 pitches for Madison Bumgarner. He's due to hit 3rd in the bottom of this inning. That'll be foul down the left field line. It pops in and out, and Xavier Nady is going to go. Okay. We have a ball due down the left field line.
Well, Vince Gomez Vince?
Well, you know what Vince does? Vince talks. He talks too much. He needs to go get the ball.
Yeah, we need to talk to Vince. Let's grab some pine. Let's go.
Got him. All right, here's our Geico report of the day. Bruce Bochy on recent struggles by the starting staff. We hope to get these starters on track and get them deep into games. Meanwhile, it's about picking each other up, and right now it's been the bullpen and the bats. Giants starters in the last 19 games. They're 8-5 with a 4.42 ERA, and they failed to reach the 6th inning in 10 games.
Well, it's that time of year. Eat up a lot of innings. But the bats have been picking them up, and the bullpen has been stellar.
And the defense.
Never underestimate the defense.
Parra lifts a souvenir into the club level down the third baseline. Think this guy thinks he's the man?
Well, he is the man. Oh, yeah, he's the man. He is the happy man. All right, now grab some pine.
Seriously.
Let's watch the play. Nice play. You know, the gal down the right field line made a better play, and she didn't do all the antics. Let's go.
Two and two to Parra. Yeah, she's the one that caught it down the right field line. And Parra goes down for the 3rd straight time.
Well, again, above the hands. The high pitch is really causing him some fits. You can watch the Exmo brought to you by Toyota. And you can see the low 3/4 release, and he just flops that breaking ball right above the hands. Parra cannot make the adjustment.
Here's John McDonald. Looped in a base hit to left field.
Some happy faces. All they need is a couple of runs. You know, Parra, the best swings he's had against Bumgarner tonight have been against nasty sliders down and away.
One pitch to John McDonald. Crawford to his left. Side retired. Nady, Crawford, Bumgarner coming up.
San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
49ers postgame live, the official postgame show of the 49ers. It'll happen Sunday immediately following the 49ers and Packers game, and you can see 49ers postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet, Bay Area.
All right, everybody wave. See Pam done. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Pam. See Pam a lot on the road. Great Giants fan. Loves her Giants.
Here's Nady. Nady struck out in the third. And he hammers this one. Eaton is going to put it away. And that'll bring up Crawford.
That ball was roasted. See Brad Penny starting to get stretched out.
Huff has come out. Crawford struck out looking in the third.
Cahill has been masterful, just 61 pitches. He's had 2 3-ball counts. And nobody has gotten on base. He has been perfect through 5 1/3. For the third time tonight, a 3-ball count, and this is the first 3-0 count. And right now, a walk is a rally.
Huff was on deck. Bumgarner now is going to come out. I think Bruce Bochy was looking for a way to keep Bumgarner in the game, to be honest with you.
Well, his pitch count is low enough to where you expect him to go another inning easily. So he does want to keep him in. And that the bullpen kind of got torched last night. Had to eat up a lot of innings.
Good bunt. Down to second goes Crawford. And the hitter will be Pregame. Pregame is bounced out and he's flied out.
Tried to go down and in with that little cutter. And he looked at Kuzia as if to say, hey, you've been calling all night long. Why am I not getting it now?
There's Scudero on deck. So 1-0 to Pregame. Into left center field. Diving and catching is Eaton. and he saves a run on a terrific play, and it remains 2-0 D-backs. Fiesta Gigantes presented by Coors Light. The first 20,000 fans will receive an Angel Pagan Gigantes t-shirt presented by Bug Zappers. Go to sfgiants.com.
Presented by who?
Bug Zappers. Here's Cahill, and Cahill chops one to Crawford. Crawford on the third hop. 1 out.
Well, time now for our Ford right choice, and it has been a no-hitter so far through 6, and this is the type of play you get when you get no-hitters. A rookie in just his 3rd big league game comes up with a stunning defensive play. And we're going to make it our Ford right choice. Nice play.
And Eaton will hit here with 1 out and nobody on. Fouls it back with Aaron Hill to follow.
Activity now in the Giants bullpen. Looks like Machi.
Hit on the ground into the hole, and that'll be a base hit for Eaton. Now let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, we have a new Diamond Girls ready for fans at csnbay.com, brought to them by GoPro cameras. This time, it's the skipper's wife. Kim Bochi joins me, and she talks about watching baseball as a wife of a manager and as a mom of a professional baseball player. Her son, Brett, is in the Giants organization. She also enlightens us on Bruce Bochy's lighter side, something not everybody gets to see. You two get to see it a lot. csnbay.com, Diamond Girls.
Well, Bruce Bochy does have a tremendous personality, very dry humor.
That's foul down the left field line. Vince still talking.
Oh, he will not stop talking. He's been voted Mr. Congeniality in 7 states.
If I mayor leave San Francisco, I'm worried.
Well, Vince Gomez could win that thing in about 2 weeks. He would personally have a conversation with everybody in the city.
Hit into the gap. Nady is not going to be able to get it. He does play the carom well. They're going to wave in Eaton, who can fly. Crawford's throw is going to be over everybody, and then it works its way away from Bumgarner. And Aaron Hill's got a double and an RBI, and nobody should be shocked by that.
Double RBI and an error on Brandon Crawford on the overthrow, which allowed Hill to go to third. And Bruce Bochy said, "That's it."
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. We'll be back. Deeper into the top of the 7th inning. And here's the new pitcher.
Machi coming in for the third time. I mean, he's made his debut on Monday. He's been in every game since. 30-year-old. Really had a nice solid season down in Fresno. 15 saves.
We're not quite sure why Xavier Nady left the game, but Blanco is now in left field. This is the play. We couldn't really notice anything on the play if Nady injured himself.
He does a nice job of playing the camera off the wall. Good relay. Machi, fastball that'll go low to mid-90s and a good hard split. And the Dodgers have tied it up.
Breaking ball to Upton is a called strike.
And that's the other slider, is the other pitch that he has. He's got 3 pitches. He'll use that slider early in the count for the most time. If he gets ahead, you're going to start to see splits.
Oh, 2.
Good sink and fastball. Thing about Machi is he does not lack for movement, and he's pitching for the strikeout. Like you're supposed to, running at third, less than 2 outs.
Upton is 1 for 2. He walked in the first. He singled in the third. He had a pitch to hit there, and he fouled it back.
So 3 pitches, 3 different looks. Slider first pitch, sinker second pitch, and that last was a split. And there you see the score. No hits for the Giants tonight through 6. Unbelievable. He has no idea how he did it. It just was one of the better plays we've seen on a wild one-hop breaking ball. Buster Posey, the man at third base, comes up with a tremendous play. Wow. No time to get a body in front of it, so far wide. And he put it right in the sweet spot of the glove.
One and two.
Close. Good pitch. Archie's thinking to himself, what about that pitch you called strike 3 on Brandon Crawford? He wanted it. Crawford's thinking the same thing.
Got him. All right, let's check in with Greg Papa in our Comcast Sportsnet studio. All right, thanks, Greg. Here's Goldschmidt. Oh for 2, walked intentionally in the 5th. Base hit to right field. Coming in to score is Hill, and it's 4-0.
Boy, that's a nice swing of the bat. He has not had a sophomore slump at all. It was a challenge fastball up around the belt. He was ready, thinking he might see his best opportunity on the first pitch. Indeed he did. He took advantage of it the opposite way.
Rolled into left field off the bat of Montero, so that's a base hit. Four hits in the inning. Dave Righetti's coming out.
Well, this is probably just going to be a reinforcement. The last pitch you threw was a good one. Keep that ball down around the knees. That's where your movement is. That Penny going back down to the bullpen. He's already had one hump. It won't take him long.
So Chris Johnson will be the hitter. Maharis will join Penny. Right at the knees for a strike.
Two good pitches down around the knees and below. Everything that Machi has downward movement. It's so effective when he starts stuff off just above the knees and then lets the movement sinks down below the knees. And for guys that don't know him, and right now a lot of guys don't know who he is and have never had at bats against him, that's an advantage for Machi.
One and two.
Class A2 pitch. breaking ball just off the plate, let the movement go down.
Two balls, two strikes.
Right back down there again. Fisher not biting. And right now, this is where Buster Posey knows that all 4 pitches have gone down below the knees. He likes to change sight lines. This is when, once he gets to know Machi, he'll have him throw that fastball above the letters.
And a 3-2 pitch coming up.
But until you really know a guy and know if he can throw that pitch, you're a little reluctant to.
Runners will be on the move. And that's fair down the right field line. And that may get both runners home. And it will. Is coming in to score is Montero. And Chris Johnson with a double that knocks in a pair. And that breaks this game wide open. So Bruce Bochy's coming out. Machi didn't fool anybody tonight. And Maharis is coming in. It's 6-0 Arizona. Gerardo Parra here in the 7th inning. Giants cannot nail the last out of this inning. It's 3 base hits following Machi striking out Upton. This will do it. Pagan is going to put it away, but damage done. 4 runs on the board. It's 6-0 Arizona. Arizona.
What do you say we take a look at our Chevron pitching matchup for Friday night's game when the Dodgers come in first at 3. Josh Beckett on the hill against Lincecum. You can check us out right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area at 6:30 for Giants pregame live before we bring you game 1 of the series. And that's our Chevron pitching matchup. That ought to be a good one.
Here's Scudero. Scudero looks at a strike. Cahill looks at a ball. 1 ball and no strike. Sandoval, Posey. Base hit. So you get that out of the way, and now you start thinking about scoring some runs.
Well, it becomes a distraction. It really does. First hit of the night for the Giants, and it comes here to lead off the 7th inning. It's Marco Scudero, who has a great opposite field approach. And against the sinker baller with that ball coming back to you, that's the way you have to beat it. And that is a nice, clean single. .70 pitches for Cahill. I mean, he really hasn't had any long innings.
Sandoval takes wide. Sandoval pops this one up, and that'll be out of play. Sandoval steps out. He's bounced out twice. A little flare down the left field line, and that's going to be uncatchable by Chris Johnson.
I've seen a lot of fouls tonight in the stands on foul balls. Oh yeah, Rainbow, it was right there. We're still excited about it.
Montero will come back, but that's going to be out of play. So Sandoval trying to reach. The Giants need base runners, and a lot of them. Up the middle, slowed down. McDonald's only play will be at first, and they get Sandoval. Scudero ends up at second. And here's Buster Posey. Asked Buster Posey about a day off. He said tomorrow.
It's on the schedule. I can tell you when his next day off is going to be. It's going to be September 13th.
Was this one foul?
You know what though? This generation of players is so impressive. Because back in April, May, and June, they'll play a full 9-inning game, and when the game's over, they'll come right in, put their workout gear in, and they'll go lift. They'll go right and work out, and they do it all year long. And it's with one thought in mind, that when they get to this time of the year, they're still strong.
And you know what's really amazing is when we played, that was a bad idea.
They didn't want you to lift weights. It was frowned upon because you got too bulky. They wanted loose shoulders. They wanted loose arms. And the fear was that you'd get too muscle bound and you'd lose that elasticity and you would get hurt. I know how things have changed. Kinesiology, nutrition, stretching. It's amazing how this generation conditions themselves.
Slowly hit. Cahill knocks it down, and Posey's going to beat it out.
And that's a base hit. See catchers laying out too many infield singles into the month of September and beyond. Posey did not have a lot of backswing. Just does leg it out. So those are those runners you're talking about. As Bruce Bochy will often refer to. Keep the line moving. Walk, another knock, bloop, blast.
Sounds pretty simple.
That's the plan. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, going to come out and talk to Cahill. And the only lefty in the Diamondbacks bullpen, Mike Zagorski, starting to get stretched out. Hey, just married. Best wishes and congratulations. Yep, that's a good couple right there.
So here's Pence. Pence is 0 for 2. Down low.
Cahill's going to that pitch. He got a lot of those pitches called strikes early in the game. He's not getting that pitch now.
One and 0 to Hunter Pence. And that's a bit high. So as we get closer to the 90 pitch mark for Cahill, we'll see how it goes. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0.
He's lost the release point. Bronco in the hole.
See if Pence has the green light. It didn't matter. It looked like Kirk Gibson's coming out. And he is. So you go into the inning with a no-hitter and you leave with the bases loaded and 1 out. May have been a distraction for Cahill as well. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. We'll be back.
Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores.
6-0 Arizona. Here's the new pitcher.
Mike Zagorski, the lefty for the D-backs coming in. This is what he's done in 38 games. No record with a 5.40 ERA. He got a good fastball. It'll go low 90s. Hard slider. 2-pitch, go get him. 32 punch-outs in 33 innings. Got good stuff. However, 47 base runners. That's a lot.
Here's your base runners. Scudero, Posey, Pence. And this sellout crowd of over 41,000 making some noise. This pitch strike. Zagorski came in yesterday and did a great job. And said the potential winning run at third. And Zagorski, with nobody out, and Zagorski ended up retiring the side. Belt, base hit, right center field. It's going to score 2, and Pence to third. He can hit.
He can hit, and his confidence is off the charts right now. There isn't anybody he thinks he can't hit. Goes down, gets a pretty good pitch, just a flick of the wrist. You see how compact that swing is. Didn't have a lot of lower body into it, but just good hands. He makes it work.
So here's Ryan Cahill. Carrio's going to bat with Pence at third, Belt at first. Move the line.
Keep it moving. See Ziegler with a submarine getting ready.
This pitch high. One and 0 to Terrio. Terrio with a good rip, and he fouls it back.
Yeah, he was looking for that fastball, that 110. He was on it. You see the defense, they're bunching the gaps. They're giving Terrio the line, especially on the left side of the field.
Slowly hit, could be a pair, and it is. So Zagorski gets the double play. Giants, however, are on the board.
Yeah.
Your local Toyota dealer. Aaron Hill has been really the toughest out for anybody in this series. Cahill ends up going 6 1/3, allowing a couple earned runs. He pitched well. Belt, he's had a good series, and Madison Bumgarner left, allowing 4 earned runs. He threw 97 pitches. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog expert.
See the numbers on Brad Penny in 16 games. A bloated ERA. A lot of that was before his arm started feeling better. It was heated up, and it caused him a trip to the disabled list. Ryan Theriot out in left field.
His 6th career game in left field as John McDonald stands in. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McDonald. Penny becomes Bruce Bochy's 4th pitcher tonight.
You know, Penny's a guy that can do a lot of things with the baseball. Fastball that'll go low to mid-90s. We've seen him as high as 95 with his velocity. Curveball, slider, changeup. That's a two-seam fastball with big-time sink. And he got McDonald to swing right over the top of it. Meanwhile, in L.A., 3-3 ball game. The Padres have runs at first and third with nobody out.
And they got the big guy at the plate.
Carlos Quentin. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted.
Off the glove of Penny. And McDonald is going to reach.
If that ball gets by Penny, I think Scudero has it. They really had him played over towards second base. But when guys hit balls like this back at you, you're just thinking self-defense.
So Wheeler will pinch hit. Sacrifice fly for Carlos Quentin. Wheeler takes inside. Down low. Wheeler started last night and went 1 for 6. Game last night, 4 hours and 19 minutes. I lost a toe an hour last night.
Yeah, it's true. But good thing is you get to wear your kids' shoes now.
Well, we had a lot of fun. We met fun people out there.
It really was a very interesting perspective.
We got rained on. It didn't rain. These are our seats.
We do not lack for a good time out there in the Coors Light silver bullpen. Tonight, we're back home. It is a bit warmer here, I got to be honest with you.
Well, I don't think it's nearly as cold out there tonight as it was last night. I don't. Plus, it doesn't look like it's hardly any wind at all. McDonald goes, and there's a swing and a foul. May have glanced off of Buster Posey.
Well, the only reason it was cold last night is because we were out there. That's all I'm thinking about it.
Well, the Cannons got us last night.
The Water Cannons, right field.
Hit on the ground into right field, a base hit. As McDonald will stop at second. All right, let's check in with Greg Papa at our studios. Greg? All right, thanks, Greg. Bullpen activity now for the Giants. We've said that a lot over the last 3 days. Here's Eaton. Eaton fouls this one off the end of the bat.
Eaton's got good speed, not an easy guy to double up. Really a bit surprised, though, that he's being allowed to swing the bat, to be honest with you. This is a bunt situation. And managers at the big league level always try to play for that 5-run lead where one swing of the bat does not cost you your lead.
Big chopper to Belt. Belt's going to go to third, and they got him. And Sandoval was saying something to McDonald. And now we got both teams on the field. Have to watch this one to see what caused this.
Well, there's a little collision play on the tag, and I don't think Sandoval liked it. Greg Gibson right there has got Sandoval. Billy Hayes looks new. He's got his nose in it. And there's the big Marine, Matt Williams. He's always in the middle of it. Coach is your peacemaker. And these clubs are going to play again next Monday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Arizona. Greg Gibson. No, nobody's getting kicked out yet. They're talking it over. Let's take a look at the play. Nope, there's a perfect strike. And you see McDonald coming in high. So they got it diffused. David Getty right in there on McDonald. At high contact. And that's the one thing that Sandoval took exception to.
Look, in defense of McDonald, if you go in to a guy, the only way you can protect your face is to put your arms in front of it. So here's Aaron Hill. And Hill takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
So an important play in that they do not allow the runner to go to third base. And they can prevent the runner at third less than 2 out situation.
is the one guy they haven't been able to get out.
One more look. Gibson, Matt Williams, they were right on it, and everything was diffused. This is not the time of the year to get kicked out of the ball game and get suspended.
Hunter Pence will put it away. His throw will go to second. And that'll bring up Justin Upton with 2 outs. Upton is 1 for 3. Every pitcher is going to try to use that play at least 5 more times before the season's over.
Well, the rumor is next year it's going to be outlawed. That's just a rumor. Can't confirm that yet. Only hoping.
Upton pops it up. It'll be Scudero, and that'll end the inning. Giants trail by 4. Here at 6-2 Arizona. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Brad Ziegler, the Submarini, 66th time he's come in, 5-1 with a 2.57 ERA. Really throws from down below the knee. Lots of sink, as you can imagine.
Here's Crawford.
Ziegler's more than just a sinker and a flat slide. He's also got a changeup that he'll throw a lot to lefties.
Same spot the Giants were in the 7th inning. They need base runners. And 1-2. Look out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Crawford trying to reach. And he fouls this one off his foot.
Well, that's what you want him to do, though. Get that ball up just a little bit. That was a good pitch to swing at.
Crawford right back to Ziegler. 1 out. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to take advantage of new low pricing. Visit sfgiants.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. So here's Aubrey Huff. Huff takes a strike. In tight.
You know, Huff will go up there certain bats and say, I'm not swinging until I get a strike. And he won't. He just look like he's gonna.
And the walk.
That was one of those times. Yeah, you pointed out, partner, they need base runners, and that's a start. Here comes the top of the lineup.
Pagan, 0 for 3, had a hit taken away from him by Eaton in center field in the 6th. And right back into the strike zone after 4 balls to Huff is Ziegler, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Foul, 0-2.
One thing about Ziegler too, he gets pretty good velocity from down under. Usually the lower you go, you lose the guys that can throw hard, but they have big time movement. He can get it up there pretty good.
Outside, 1-2.
You go 87, 89 miles an hour from down in Laredo. Well, that's big velocity.
In and out of the glove of Montero.
Good pitch right there. That was an emergency swing. Stay alive high.
One and two. Off the plate, 2-2. defense set up. Eaton, a couple of steps towards left center field. 3-2. Hits it slowly up the middle, and that'll be a double play. 7th inning ended on a double play, so does the 8th. Comes tonight.
Well, every night Comcast Sportsnet delivers the top plays and big stories on NBC Bay Area News. For complete sports coverage of your favorite Bay Area teams, turn to NBC Bay Area News at 11.
It's 6-2 D-backs.
Hey, look who's on the mound.
Dan Runsler. What a baby. Welcome back, Dan Runsler.
Good to see him healthy again.
95, no balls and 1 strike.
Just a nice, easy 95.
Goldschmidt knocked in a run in the 7th, a big RBI. Flips this one into right center field for a base hit. I say that is called not impressed with 95. Tune in to Murph and Mac, the morning show on KMBR tomorrow morning. I'll talk with the fellas on KMBR 680, the sports leader.
Well, I'm convinced Goldschmidt can hit. He's had really nice at bats in this series. Used the whole field. Had a plan. A lot of smart swings.
Here's Montero. 1 ball and no strikes to Montero. Two balls and no strikes. Foul back, mighty cut by Montero. See Danny Otero now down in the Giants bullpen.
Lindstrom, the right-hander, now getting ready for the Diamondbacks. Runzler, think back to spring training. He hurt the lat. His left lat. And really wrestled with it for the first couple of months of this season. He couldn't do anything. And then he started his road back to get strength in that shoulder. Wound up appearing in 29 games with the Fresno Grizzly. Went 0-2 with a 6.00 ERA. So this has to feel pretty good coming back to the big leagues and getting on that hill again here at AT&T.
Smith back easily.
The first time you go through a substantial injury at this level, you think your career's over. You think you're not ever going to get better. There's the numbers we talked about. And then as you get your body back, you start to believe again.
Runner goes. Posey's throw. Not in time. Number 15 for Goldschmidt.
And that's the one thing about his stat sheet that really jumps out at you when you look at him. He's built like a football player, and he can run.
And now they're going to walk Chris Johnson intentionally. And that'll face Gerardo Parra.
Will Clark talking it over with Bumgarner. Parra's had a tough night. Oh for 4, 3 strikeouts.
And he's facing a tough lefty. And a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Down the left field line, foul.
Well, we've seen him get chewed up pretty consistently tonight on the payoff pitch and 2 strike counts by high pitches from Bumgarner. He said the best swings that he's had have been down around the knees, and that last swing was a good one.
Hit out into center field. Pagan's got a beat on it. He will put it away. 2 outs. And here comes Bruce Bochy. And it looks like Danny Otero is going to come into the ball game. So we got a pitching change. We're in the 9th at 6-2 D-backs. tonight after Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It is 6-2 D-backs. A couple of runners aboard. Daniel Otero to face John McDonald with 2 outs.
Numbers: 8 games, no record, 7.20 ERA. Stars him off with a good in slider. Good sink, good slider, going to change up.
Just misses.
September, not an easy time to hit if you're a big leaguer, but you're going to face a lot of guys you don't really know a whole lot about.
And he keeps that one high. Two and one. Hit on the ground. Crawford cuts it off. The backhand flip. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Stayed on the bag. Giants are coming up. Work to do, and the pitcher that they'll be facing is Matt Lindstrom.
38th time he's come in, having a good solid season. He's got quality stuff. There's a time when he closed for the Florida Marlins. Mid-90s fastball, hard slider, and a changeup. 33 strikeouts against 12 walks and 39 in the third. He could definitely bring some heat.
It'll be Scudero to lead things off. Scudero got the first hit in the game for the Giants. It came in the 7th. Pitch fastball high at 94. Scudero taking all the way. 1 ball and 1 strike. Scudero with a good cut, and he shoots it off the backstop. Reds lost today. Cardinals lost today. It's 1-2. Little ducks out of the way of that one.
Look out.
Breaking ball hit up the middle and a base hit.
Another bent arm swing base hit. How many times have you seen that from him? It's all about base runners right now.
Tell you what, Rick Gibson didn't waste any time before somebody was trotting down to the bullpen.
David Hernandez, setup man, is going to get out there. Conrad Schmidt go down and catch him.
Sandoval is 0 for 3. Good breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
It's a good hard breaking ball indeed.
It back, 0-2.
Diamondbacks acquired Lindstrom in August for Joe Saunders. Apparently starting. He's having a good year for the Orioles.
Sandoval bounces that one off his foot. It remains no balls and 2 strikes. The Giants are in a position where they just have to have base runners. Sandoval went around, so that's out number 1.
Such an explosive slider, and he gets a lot of strikeouts with it. Back foot slider. Almost hits his knee. And if it would have hit his knee, it still would have been strike 3. And yes, he did go.
Buster Posey picked up an infield hit in the 7th. Good strike. Hunter Pence on deck. Posey goes around, 0-2.
Tell how explosive that slider is. He's breaking down 2 pretty good hitters right now. Posey, Sandoval.
Oh, 2. Got him.
Wow, perfect pitch. Slider on the outside corner. And we've seen that pitch called all night long by Phil Cousy.
Here's Hunter Pence. Scudero's going to go. Nobody will care. It's 0-1 to Pence. They're in the 9th inning now at Dodger Stadium, with San Diego leading 4-3. They're in the top of the 9th. Great thing about sports, after you cheer for your team to win, now you can cheer for another team to lose. It's never over.
No.
Pence, 0-2.
Well, the heart of this Giants lineup is they're just not seeing that slider from Lindstrom.
They're not.
That's 3 consecutive guys that have broken down swings mid-swing against that slider.
And that'll do it. So that's the ball game. So after the Giants win on Monday, the Diamondbacks come back and they take the series, and they do it today, Mike, behind really some solid pitching by Trevor Cahill.
Well, he was outstanding, and Cahill took a no-hitter into the 7th inning, and by then it was already 6-0 Giants. They just could not seem to get it going against Cahill or the bullpen. So the Diamondbacks did what they had to do. They had to come in here and win a series, and they are not going away just yet.
Final score, the D-backs 6 and the Giants 2. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap starts right now. Thanks for watching San Francisco Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. It's all part of the NBC Sports Group.